All right, so let's start with a couple definitions here. Uh, my tier list is going to be based on Dragon 1 gameplay only. Characters will not be considered better if they're good at hitting second place. This only cares about your ability to hit first place. So characters like 11 and Chloe, which do an amazing job hitting second, that doesn't help them on the tier list at all. The only thing we care about is your ability to win in a Dragon 1 lobby where everyone's really good. That's the only thing we care about. So another disclaimer, I also believe that you can hit Dragon 5 or even Dragon 1 probably on any character. It'll just take more time if they're particularly bad. So let's start with so S I think is overpowered. I'm going to change this to Barbara tier. And we're going to put Barbara in Barbara tier. I put it below S. Doesn't really mean anything. But Barbara tier, basically, Barbara is one of those characters where she is so difficult to play well that it's hard to get a good grasp on just how good she is. A lot of players have figured out how to counter her. So it's one of those things where it's really hard to say exactly where she is. She's definitely very good. But in a Dragon 1 lobby, I don't know exactly how good she is at winning games. I'm not good enough at Barbara to be able to say so. Yeah, this will be a video later. Adela. Adela feels weaker than some of the standard picks, but she's not horrible, right? So I would say top picks would probably be A, and she's a little bit below it. We'll put her in B plus for now. You know, let's go pick on. I'm gonna put my standard picks in A. That'll make it easier. So Yuki's pretty standard. He's just a very strong character. Hey, I'll change the tier list as we go. Okay, Controlly? I got this. Sua is really strong right now, and that's only due to Spy Umbrella. Spy Umbrella makes a lot of blunt characters really good. I would say that Sua's better than Yuki. Bianca. There's not much to say about Bianca. She gets outscaled late game. Bianca tends to have a lot of difficulty winning games. That's just genuinely how I feel. Adriana's solid. She's definitely not as strong as Yuki, I don't feel like. I feel like she's just as strong as Adela. B plus makes sense for them. Maybe even B. I don't know. Well, we'll put more characters in and I'll start shuffling it around more. Alex. Alex is having a lot of trouble lately. He just doesn't have the damage to back up anything he does. Noctis, I guarantee, would agree with me. That being said, you can definitely succeed on him in a higher level lobby, and if you're really good on Alex, you can definitely consistently place well. I would put him on B just because he definitely feels weaker than these two characters currently. Arda is the second best bow character in the game. So I will put him A. Actually, I'll put him a little bit lower because he got nerfed. There's no question about that one. If you're questioning me on this, you clearly haven't played against enough Ayas. Bernice is a pretty solid gun pick. He's kind of overshadowed by Aya. That's why you don't see too many Bernices. So it's a little bit hard to judge where he is. I would say that he's stronger than Arda for sure. So we'll put him here for now. We can always shuffle him later. Camillo. Who's better? Camillo or Bianca? I think Bianca's better. I'm going to be completely honest. You know, we'll put Bianca in C+. Didn't she just get nerfed? She did. She's still very powerful. Kathy, better than Aya. That's not even a question. This character just dominates lobbies, especially Dragon 1 lobbies. Kiara. Kiara is just as good as Yuki. They're basically the same character. Chloe's interesting, right? So you can at least win on Chloe now. Would I say Chloe's better than Bianca? Okay, so I'm going to move Bianca up, and we're going to talk about this. Actually, no, I'm not. Because this is Dragon 1 lobbies. If it was lower level lobbies, then I wouldn't be moving Bianca up. So I would act. Who would win more in a Dragon 1 lobby? Bianca or Chloe? Probably Bianca still. Chloe needs a little bit more. Kathy's like super strong in Dragon 1 lobbies. Especially because people know how to play every single mastery. Dylan. Dylan needs a buff, for sure. She's a solid pick, though. Do I feel like Dylan is stronger than Adriana and Adela, though? Not really. We'll put her down there for now. Daniel does so abysmally in Dragon 1 lobbies. It's not even funny. The problem is that people know how to play against its scapegoat. All they do is just wait for you to attack first. Then they attack you if your scapegoat's empowered triggers. They just leave before you can get an empowered scapegoat off. So you're never, ever getting an empowered scapegoat off in a Dragon 1 lobby. It's just never happening. That being said, I still believe he's a solid enough character, and he's definitely better than Bianca. He's just weaker than these two. Eshion, buff him, please. 11. 11's really good at getting second place. When it comes to winning the game, though, she's definitely weaker than Bianca. You hate Lee Dylin? You hit wrong game. Lee Dylin in this game is pretty fair. Emma. Emma is the strongest throw character, in my honest opinion. Probably put her in A+. I would say she's stronger than Sua. Eva. I've seen some very strong Eva players, but Eva in general just doesn't seem to win too much. I can't really justify it. I really can't. I think Eva is a very strong pick. I think she's very solid. But I don't know why we're not seeing too many powerful Evas right now. I'm going to put her in A just because I respect her. But I don't have, like, a lot of the... I don't have the match... I don't have enough people playing her for me to really say anything. So Eva is kind of like... it's a little bit shaky. Actually, I'll move her down just because I'm not sure. Fiora. Fiora's a solid pick. You can't go wrong with her. We'll put her with the other solid picks. Heart's also another solid pick. She's pretty strong because of Spy Umbrella. If you're blunt, you're definitely doing really well lately. Hyejin needs a buff. Hyejin all kinds of needs a buff. I would not say Hyejin is better than Daniel, so we're putting her down here. So with this one, I am assuming Battle Isol. Battle Isol is the strongest version of Isol right now. Flexing, I mean, you basically pick stab, gun, or bow, and you're good to go. You don't ever build traps. It's just not worth it in Dragon 1. Unless you're memeing. Heart does have trouble getting ahead. Her attack is not that good. I still think Heart is really good. Like, I've played Heart even after the nerfs, and she seems fine. I would put her, like, a little bit weaker than Yuki and Kiara, like I did here. Battle Isol. It's good. The problem is that if you go Bow Isol, you may as well be playing Rio. If you play Gun Isol, you may as well be playing Aya. If you play Stab Isol, is there a better stab? I feel like you just may as well just be playing Shoichi. And only for that reason, because he's overshadowed, we're putting him in B+. He's definitely a solid pick, though. Jackie's very strong. She has really good ability to close out games. And because of that is the only reason why I'll put her in A. Battle Isol meme tier with JP? Definitely not. On the topic of JP, let me just, how do I make another one? Add a row below. There we go. There we go, chat. We got Barbara tier, and we got JP. It's not even JP tier, it's just JP. I don't think I have to explain why it's not that good in Dragon 1. Hyunwoo. Here's the thing, right? When I play Hyunwoo, and anyone who's doesn't live near Korea, it's down here. But anybody who has good ping on Hyunwoo, it's like here. And because I don't want to use my ping as a reason for putting Hyunwoo lower than he deserves, I'm just going to put him in B plus and just say, if you have bad ping like me, he's not worth playing still. Jan is hella weak. I have not seen him win a game in a very long time. Yeah, we'll put him in C. Jenny's interesting, right? Jenny is so close to being OP in this game. She is so close. She needs like 1 or 2 stat attack, and she would be busted beyond hell. I guarantee it. But uh, she doesn't have the buff yet, but she's very close. She's a solid character. She's almost there. I will put her in B because of that. It's kind of like Alex, where like Alex is also really close to being good. Jenny can be played around. No, kind of. Even then, you get a huge advantage anyway as Jenny, just because they have to delay their attack and you get your revenge play off. Like Jenny has so much built-in healing if she gets ahead. And when she gets ahead, she closes out games super well. And her last area gimmick is really nice. Lennox, yeah, Lennox is just as good as Sua, hands down. That's not even a question. Like, Lennox's fishing skill gives her so much value. Spire Umbrella is amazing. Like, there's not a whole lot to say there. Jenny needs attack. She's missed. Yeah, like, if Jenny gets a stat attack buff, like, she will get so much healing throughout the game that she would be basically unstoppable. Leon's the best hand character in the game. I would say that he is better than Bernice. So we're going to put him up there. Luke, his gimmick doesn't work in Dragon 1. Right? His gimmick is getting kills, and then you can just snowball kills from there. Good luck getting your first kill on Luke in Dragon 1. That's just not happening. Magnus. Now, here's something interesting. I love Magnus. I would say Magnus is super strong. The Japanese player base disagrees with me. I'm still putting him in A+. I love Magnus. Magnus is so good. I'm saying that he is better than Sua, and I'm also saying Sua is weaker than Lennox. That's just me. It's my tier list after all. In all fairness, though, I do kind of understand where they're coming from. You really notice when Magnus doesn't hit his 1v17s and gets the extra armor. I really like Magnus. Magnus feels really good to play. I get tons of wins on him. Can we get a normal/casual tier list? The problem with me making a normal/casual tier list is I feel like I'm not very qualified to say much about it. Because every time I go into a casual or normal game, I just stomp the lobby on whatever character. So it's just like, I can't really say, it's like, which character did I stomp the lobby harder with? I don't think that makes sense. She's like the second best stab character right now, right? I want to say that she's weaker than Shoichi. I'll put her above Adela. You just get the reason why Mai isn't better right now is because when she finishes her armor stacking, she doesn't actually get more late game armor than most characters. Like, I remember I had Masterpiece my armor, and Kiara had the same defense as me, and I was like, are you serious? That being said, she has a very solid skill set. Being able to regenerate stamina in the early game is a very big deal off of her Q, and then she starts healing a little bit. So she has like kind of like a mini brawler, except Hyunwoo's is better. It's just that Hyunwoo's stat attack sucks, so he can't really back up anything. If you want a casual tier list, just look at Archbear's win rate report. You know what? That's actually really true. Nadine, Nadine does well in low-level lobbies, but in high-level lobbies where people know how to contest animals, Nadine really suffers. That being said, she recently got a buff where she can use Hunter Sight more often, and that was actually a very big deal for Nadine players in Dragon 1. And only because of that, I will put her in B+. Otherwise, I would have like put her in like B-, but because of the buff, I think that's enough to bump her up to B+. Nathapon's always like a very solid character. The thing about Nathapon is that he has so much early game momentum, right? I feel like if you get your armor really quickly on Nathapon, you cannot be stopped, right? He has a very clear set win condition, very similar to like Eva and Arda, right? I think that like he's very similar to like how Eva and Arda want to play, where they try to snowball an early lead. So I think just for that reason, I will put them in the same tier. Nikki! She needs a buff, but she's better than Jan. But she needs a buff. I wouldn't even say she's better than Bianca. She deserves to be down here. Oh my god, this character needs a buff. Nathan's good, even though like people don't play him too much. Rio's the best bow, hands down. Rio's incredibly solid. Would I say she's S tier? She definitely belongs like up here, right? She's plays an incredibly fair game. She has a lot of damage. You don't know how many times I run into Rio players that give me a lot of trouble. I want to put Rio on S, but I also feel like she's the thing is I would not say Rio is better than Emma, right? No, that's not true. I would say Rio's better than Emma. I would 100% say Rio's better than Emma. It's really close, though. Rosalio. I love Rosalio. Rosalio, amusingly enough, does well with Spy Umbrella. I never build it. I would... He's like a solid character, but he's not like as strong as like these ones, I feel like. He definitely deserves to be up here, though. I'll put him up in front of Bernice. That makes sense to me. Rotzi! Oh my god. I have not seen Rotzi in forever, and a lot of that has to do with Aya. That being said, it's very difficult to kind of rate where she is. The fact that she has 1 second Destroy Malice makes her really good for late game. Rosalio greater than Eva? Yeah, you heard it from here. I saw Rotzi yesterday and thought she was an Aya. Someone's traumatized by Aya. Well, let's start with Bernice, the other consider. Would I say Aya? I mean Aya. Would I say? Hey, look at me. I'm making the same mistake. Would I say Rotzi is better than Bernice? Not really. I would not say Rotzi is better than Bernice. Bernice just feels so much stronger, in my opinion. Maybe I just suck at Rotzi. Maybe that's it. But Bernice seems more consistent. Bernice seems a lot better at winning games. I would say that she's weaker than Heart, honestly. Weaker than Jackie, I'm not so sure about. I think here's fine. Shoichi, I'm pretty sure is the best stab right now. I'm pretty sure. He's always felt underwhelming to me. I think A- is fine. Sylvia! Sylvia is one of the best characters to bring into a Dragon 1 lobby. You go Blade Boots, you go EBM17A1, you go Pirate Flag. You're basically unstoppable. I would even put her even stronger than Aya. Just hands down, Sylvia destroys high-level lobbies. Just absolutely destroys them. You have to play her well, though. And, like, if you've ever come across Remiao's Sylvia, that's just terrifying. Playing Sylvia feels dirty. Well, I mean, you can just win, though. Winning is good. Oh, my God. I'm fairly certain this is the weakest throw right now. Cicella has the hardest time winning games. Now, she's great at getting second place, mind you. But because she's not good at winning games, and because this tier list is about winning games, we're definitely going to drop her lower just because of that. I would say that she has an even harder time than these three characters on winning games, so we're going to put her below them. But I would actually say that she's better at winning games than Daniel and Hejin. She gets two-shotted late game. Yeah, she usually does. She usually runs out of stacks because people stop fighting her, and usually you want to stop fighting at that point. Cicella is a very strong character. If you get ahead and you spam Unshackled, you can win. That's her win condition, but usually it's not enough. Usually. In high level lobbies, you do kill a lot of people with Unshackled, though. Just because, like, so much food is being contested. William needs buff. Xiukai. He needs a buff too, but I would say that he's stronger than Camillo. There's not a lot to say there. Zahir is interesting in Dragon 1 lobbies, right? So Zahir might not be able to get as many corpses because it's a high level lobby, but when he does get a corpse, you know there's going to be something valuable on it because most people die later in the game. Why is Camillo the benchmark? Doesn't matter. Like, all these characters just need a buff. Zahir, he's weaker than Emma, I feel like. But he's definitely a top pick. Only because you get... He punishes people for playing the game. You deal more damage to people that get player kills, and you deal more damage to people that gets animal kills. And that really stacks up in the late game. It's a max of 15 damage on his damnation, but it's easily an A+. He's actually really close in terms of power level when it comes to Emma, but I'm fairly certain that Emma's better. Now that we kind of like have a baseline, I don't think I really want to shift any characters. I mean, like, technically I could shift these characters around, but like it's pretty much the same story. They need buffs. That's what they need. Like, if I were to shuffle any of these characters around, it would be like this. Because Eshion's a meme right now. Yeah, Zahir is good. Zahir is very good. Is there a point to shift the lower tiers? Right? It's like, it's the same story for all of them. They're just like one slightly weaker than the other. Like the video Zahir found 2 times the same corpse. I mean, that's what you do. Like, Zahir has the ability to double dip on corpses. It's a very big deal. So yeah. Here's a tier list. I'll post it onto the subreddit. I'll post it onto my YouTube channel. You guys can take a look. An important thing to keep in mind when looking at this tier list is that it's my experience in Dragon 1 lobbies. And I am placing characters based on how likely I think they are to win the game. Right? So even though Cicella is really good, she's really good at getting like second place and whatever, because she has a hard time winning the game, she gets put lower. And one last thing, don't treat this thing as a Bible. The meta changes all the time. You can pretty much pick up any character and hit dragon anyway. So this tier list is fairly useless to most people. But if you're interested in what I think, here it is. YouTube! If you enjoyed this stuff, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my video. I had to say it. I know you guys don't like to hear it, but I say that stuff, I get more subscribers. You're happy, I'm happy, we're all happy.